Let's get ready to rumble and talk about the Smashing Machine. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode. We are talking about Benny Safdie's solo directorial feature, The Smashing Machine, starring Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt, and Ryan Bader. This story follows the true story of MMA fighter Mark Kerr in 1997 through 2000 when he was really at the top of his career, but simultaneously was facing a lot of struggles in his personal life. I got to catch this at the premiere at TIFF, where Dwayne and Emily and Benny and so many other people from the film and the fighting world were able to come and attend, and that was very cool to see. The story and film itself for me was a little bit more mixed. Benny Safdie actually ended up winning the Silver Lion, the Best Director prize at the Venice Film Festival for this film, which I was a little surprised by after I actually got to see the film. I will say that it is very cool that this film displays this documentary style footage and way of capturing everything. We're always kind of observing what Mark is doing. We're always kind of a bit at a distance, which I think does allow us to really take in all of the situations and the scenarios that Mark finds himself in, especially as he is in the ring himself or he is struggling with his own addictions, his relationship, just his own insecurities within himself. But I would have to say, with the direction as a whole, the story didn't really go into a space that we haven't necessarily seen before. When I was watching this, I very much thought of Darren Aronofsky's The Wrestler. It follows the story of a fighter, a wrestler, and he's kind of grappling with what does his life look like after he goes into retirement? What does he have left of himself? It similarly chronicles some of the struggles that he has with his self, his relationship. I felt like that story very much went in the places that you expect. It hit all of the beats very similarly here too. I just kind of felt, okay, if he is experiencing a loss in the ring, which is like the first time he's ever done this, it's going to send him into a spiral. Check, we got that. That spiral may potentially lead to some bad decisions. Check, we've got that. What happens after those bad decisions? Is he going to try to redo himself? Is he going to try to get better? Yes. Again, I understand that this probably all did very much happen to Mark Kerr. It is a biography of sorts. So I get that. I get wanting to cover all of those things. I guess I just didn't really like the way that they were covered. But among some of the Safdie trademark directing traits, they are certainly here, even though Josh and Benny are not working together. I think the fighting sequences in general are very, very well done. They are quite brutal in that we really see a lot of hitting and punching, the crunching sounds that are made in the ring. They're very disgusting. I do also appreciate how he kept us mainly outside of the ring. We're seeing the lines and the bars constantly in front of us, separating us, again, giving us more of that spectator observational feel. Now, whenever you have a film like a biopic, people are going to start talking about award prospects, and I think there may be some potential here with Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt. Dwayne really takes on a whole new type of character that we haven't seen from him before. He really does a great job in playing this gentle giant, somebody who is so sweet off the ring. He is taking time to take photos with fans. He is speaking with elderly ladies. Toward the end of the film, we actually see the real Mark Kerr literally pushing a grocery cart into the area where it's supposed to be. That gets a lot of brownie points from me. And I think obviously Dwayne Johnson's background as a wrestler very much helped for this role. He knew exactly when to raise the stakes, raise the levels when it came to the fighting sequences, and when to really bring him down to earth when it's after a fight and he has like so many different emotions bubbling in him, both good and bad. If this is a person that you are very much interested in knowing a whole lot about, definitely check out The Smashing Machine, the documentary that most of this story is heavily based on. I also have to say, if you really love wrestling films in general, The Iron Claw from last year, 2 years ago, is a great, great film. It also very similarly tries to get into the struggles that happen off the ring with a family of wrestlers. And all I have to say is, if you do not know anything about this story, you are not going to be ready for it. It is very emotional. The person that deserved way, way more in this film is Emily Blunt's character. She plays Dawn, Mark's longtime girlfriend. The way she's portrayed in this film is very bothersome to me. She plays this dutiful girlfriend who is making smoothies with him, but she uses the wrong milk. She is training with him. She is kind of a firecracker who keeps pushing all of his buttons, who keeps having the same fights with him over and over again. It got to a point where I was just like, are we going to ever really learn anything about this woman? Yes, the one thing that we learn as he is shopping for a gift for her in Japan is, quote, she loves colors. I was like, really? That's all we could do here? I just don't like the fact that she was essentially reduced to the crazy, annoying girlfriend, and everyone around Mark's life kind of views her in the same way. Like, ugh, Dawn is really bringing you down. Even Mark himself has to like start fighting against her. There is a whole sequence toward the end of this film where I just feel like not at all justice is done to explain what led to this explosive finale with Dawn. It was just very disappointing. Emily Blunt is a phenomenal actress who can bring amazing characters to life, as we've seen time and time again with her. She still manages to like really take you on a journey. I feel like a lot of people in the theater, maybe a lot of other women like me, were very much on her side, and we were all like, why are you with this man? You deserve way more. So I definitely was championing Dawn. I think that Mark was very much gaslighting her, and I don't appreciate that. I have to say that their relationship really reminded me of Blue Valentine, just that very toxic, constantly fighting and bickering with each other. You know, as the audience member, that, okay, we probably should not have this couple together. They are just not right for each other, but they keep at it over and over again. I would give The Smashing Machine 3 out of 5 stars, mainly because I do quite enjoy the performances that Dwayne and Emily have, but felt really disappointing in terms of the screenplay, in terms of how the story just played out. I just wish that there was a little bit more with that. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and we'll see you here next time.